Good evening, everybody. I know this is kind of an impromptu live, but I thought I would jump on and, see if we can get some chat going. I would like to give a praise report for some people in Luzerne County. And I would also like to read a notice, the most current one, just to get it out there and, really put it on my YouTube. Just to attract attention, hopefully, of government officials and trustees and help educate the people and, just get it out there. So I'm going to give it a little bit, see if anyone can hop on with me if they want to. You don't have to do video. If I know you, you can just do audio. It's okay. But if I don't know you, then I would prefer to see your face first. How is this? Okay. Let's see if Facebook will send out any notifications or not, or if I'm totally being shadow banned. All right, y'all, I'm going to get started, I guess. I want to see if I don't know if I can share Telegram through StreamYard, but I wanted to share the notice, well, a couple notices. I wasn't going to read them both, but that I was able to do with the team for Luzerne County and the 2022 midterm elections to, not certify due to all the maladministration and irregularities extreme paper shortages, and it goes on and on. But I would like to give a praise report to our people that went down there, and they testified very bravely and did very well. And to the House, the Committee on House Administration in DC last Tuesday. So that video, I'm going to put some links in my YouTube description for you guys that you can refer back to. If you didn't see the hearing, I'll put the hearing link in there. But our guys are toward the end of the video, and they did a good job, referencing the Pennsylvania Constitution, and standing their ground. And also, they were able to submit 30 affidavits that, we used David Jose's template for all the states that had extreme irregularities, that the people could, fill out what happened in the affidavit and have it sworn by a jurat and submitted. So they were able to get 30 of them submitted into the public record. So, that's huge. This could really, uh, really, really uh, flip things, guys. So we serve them too, and we serve to protect the one board member on the Luzerne County Election Board who did not want to certify. She was very brave. She wanted things investigated, and popular lawyers that tried to interfere with the Arizona audit, and a lot of other states as well. They are strong arming, especially the swing states are really trying to attack. Well, they're not trying to; they are attacking. So we sent notice about that to stand up and protect her, to show that she should be protected, and we support her. And she has every right, to want an investigation done. So it did delay the certification for a while. So then we got, our guys to go down, and the whole Republican legislators were served. Jim Jordan was served, and the federal Supreme Court as well, the Luzerne County election notices. So seems Jim Jordan has been very, very receptive to many, many notices that our law groups have sent to DC, just so you guys know that. And I don't see anybody coming on. I'm really bummed. It's okay. I would like to I had to give that praise report to you Luzerne County fighters, and you guys did a great job, and I'm really proud of you. And I really hope something positive and tangible, investigations come out of this, and things are made right, and then we can just flip the rest of the state. We just need one to give, and we're close. So it's exciting. And thank you for all the hard work that you guys have done. And that's that. So I was hoping maybe Sheila or somebody would jump on to give some feedback, if she was around. And I don't know if anyone can see me or hear me. It seems like all is working well. All right, so what I'm going to go ahead and do, because I'm streaming to my YouTube, I am going to read this notice, and this is sorry, it's not real easy to show it this way. I should have did a Zoom so I could have shared my screen better, because I have to figure out how to share a screen with StreamYard. That's new to me. So forgive me for that one, but this notice, notice of maladministration, interference with the people's right to petition. We have over 300 autographs on this one, and 5 different school districts, including West Shore, are receiving this notice, through email, and a big box of paper that I served them last time. And we need to get the other districts to print and serve as well, if they want to follow through with that. But they should, because that's our evidence, and we definitely need to follow up with the paper as well. So I'm going to read this. This is my copy, so I'm not reading someone else's signed notice. It says Denise Dugan right there. You guys can see that. So it says, I, Denise Dugan, one of the people of the 50 American states, as seen in Pennsylvania Constitution in Article 1, Section 2, do bring you this notice so that you and your agents may provide due care. Now, when we say we're one of the people, that gives us our highest status, and we put in the 50 American states, so everyone across the nation can sign with us lawfully, because we're one of the people no matter where we go, right? So I hope that makes sense. And but we are seen as one of the people as well in our Pennsylvania Constitution, so that's why it's worded that way. And then we need the agents to provide due care. Please take notice, the people are the creators, creators of all constitutions and government in all states across our nation. We, the people, hold all political powers with authority based upon our will, and government is only instituted for the peace, safety, and happiness of the people. And Pennsylvania Constitution 1776, Declaration of Rights, Section 1, that all men are born equally free. So we're all equal, no matter, we're all born equal and free and independent, and have certain natural, inherent, and inalienable rights, amongst which are the enjoying and defending life and liberty, acquiring, possessing, and protecting property, and pursuing and obtaining happiness and safety. So these are inherent rights that we can't be separated from. We've already were God given these rights before any states or governments were created. So inherent means, God bestowed these gifts upon us and we should use them. So we're going to read again out of the Pennsylvania Original 1776, Declaration of Rights, Section 4, that all power being originally inherent in and consequently derived from the people, therefore, all officers of government, whether legislative or executive, are their trustees and servants, and at all times accountable to them. So all officers of government are accountable to us at all times. That is also an inherent right. And we got to please take notice, the people at all times have the guaranteed right to petition our public servants and trustees for redress of grievances. The school board members are not elected to rule over the people, and many policies they have put in place do not apply to the people. We are the masters of government. The policies created by members of the Bar Association within our public school boards and our legislators are allowing many actions and measures to be implemented that are not in pursuance of the Pennsylvania Constitution and are a direct trespass against the rights of the people. Are you aware that you are not allowed to take any actions that harm, hinder, impair, or trespass against the rights of the people at any time? So we like to put those questions in there for them to make them think a little bit harder, maybe think twice. What, anything to grab, like, you know. Pennsylvania Constitution, Article 1, Section 20, right of petition. This is where we come together to assemble for our common good. Just like that's why I did this tonight, come together for our common good, talk, and we can apply to those invested with the powers of government, our legislator, whatever branch we need to, for redress of grievances or other proper purposes by petition, address, or remonstrance. Address can be notice, remonstrance, and strong rebuke, and that can be a written strong rebuke, like a notice or an affidavit. So, more inherent rights. And we have another one from the Pennsylvania Constitution, 1776, Article 14, that a frequent recurrence to the fundamental principles and a firm adherence to justice. Okay. So we're not seeing justice. So they're not adhering to that. And moderation, they don't really do much in moderation, do they? Temperance, being able to have a good temper to work with both sides. Industry and frugality. And I want to stop there just for a second because of frugality, because of our school boards having all these tons and tons and tons of ESSER funds that, have originated through Title 42 that is non-positive law and has just wreaked havoc everywhere. So, and then we have our superintendent who just got a new contract with $195,000 salary. Right here it says they're supposed to be frugal. Frugality. Okay, so these are things that are supposed to be in place, and we have to instruct them. Otherwise, they're just going to continue on with how they're carrying on right now, and they're wasteful. They're not teaching the kids what we want taught. We could talk about a million problems, but that frugality is very, very important because look how much our school taxes are. I thought that might grab people's attention because, when people get hit in the pocketbook, they tend to pay attention. So I don't mean that in any type of way. I just want people to realize what's happening here. Like, we have the power to fix this. So I just, wanted to stop at that frugality point, that is one of their duties, to stay frugal and be careful with our money that we do, pay into taxes. And they are clearly not anywhere really. So, that's a huge problem. Let me find where I was here. Sorry. Okay, so frugality are absolutely necessary to preserve the blessings of liberty and keep a government free. Well, that speaks for itself. The people ought therefore to pay particular attention to these points in their choice of officers and representatives. So it's telling you if they don't have, a firm adherence to justice, they don't have moderation, they don't have temperance, industry, and frugality that are necessary for the blessings of liberty and keep a government free, through our officers and representatives, we don't want to pick them. They need to have these qualities and honor their oaths. So, and we also have a right to exact a due and constant regard to them. Means we can stay on them constantly and expect results. They need to follow what we instruct them to do, because instructing them is also an inherent right, which I'll read in a little bit. But yes, so everything here is lawful and, living, breathing documents that our founding fathers left for us to use. So I'm just trying to put the information out there for you guys. So we are to stay on them, pay attention to them. And when it says constant regard, exacted due and constant regard means they need to listen to what we say, and that means business. So from their legislators and magistrates in the making and executing such laws are necessary for the good government of the state. So that provision has been completely taken out of the current Pennsylvania Constitution. That's why I'm reading from the original. They've taken a lot away from us. So I, love to read those ones because, oh, hey, Benjamin. I'm just sitting here reading notice. Next is Maxim of Law 96H. 1. If a servant who is employed by a master to perform service in his affairs and whose physical conduct in performance of the service controlled by the master. And we are the masters of government because at the beginning I read, we hold all the power. So, we are to be instructing. Okay, please take notice. All individual rights and liberties are not revocable, and the Constitution supersedes all other laws. The Constitution supersedes all other laws. Where rights secured by the Constitution are involved, there can be no rulemaking which would abrogate them. In fact, the legislator has not been granted any authority to write legislation over any natural rights of the people. Maxim of Law 51I. Individual liberties are antecedent to all government. Maxim of Law 62P. An unconstitutional act is not a law. It confers no rights. It imposes no duties. It affords no protection. It creates no office. It is in legal contemplation as inoperative as though it had never been passed. Miranda versus Arizona, 384, 1966. Where rights secured by the constitutions are involved, there can be no rulemaking. Where rights secured by the constitutions are involved, there can be no rulemaking or legislation which would abrogate them. So that means any policies in the schools, if it's abrogating any right, it's it's null and void. They cannot do it. Please take notice, it is an inherent right of all people to freely speak, write, or publish on any subject, which includes the people speaking at any public board of education meeting, which is our lawful right to apply for redress of grievances as the inhabitants of Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. The people are to be free from interruption from board members, free from any unlawful searches of their private bodies' belongings without a lawful warrant, especially when coming peacefully to address their elected servants for redress of grievances. Please show where, as trustees and servants and agents of the people, you were granted the constitutional authority to use the local police powers and or safety officers assigned to the districts to restrain, remove, and search any of the private people and infringe upon their guaranteed natural rights. Targeting specific groups of parents who are speaking out in opposition of the school boards is a clear violation of your contract, the Pennsylvania Constitution. Failure to provide the clear grant of constitutional provisions that give you the power to interrupt free press and allow you to conduct discriminatory, unlawful searches on the private people means your actions are a trespass with full knowledge, full intent, and malice. Pennsylvania Constitution 1776, Declaration of Rights, Section 10. That the people have a right to hold themselves, their houses, their papers, and possessions free from search and seizure, and therefore warrants without oaths or affirmations first made, affording a sufficient foundation for them, and whereby any officer or messenger may be commanded or required to search suspected places or to seize any person or persons, his or their property, not particularly described, are contrary to that right and ought not to be granted. Maxim of Law 51R. A usurpation is the exercise of power, which another has a right to. So tyranny is the exercise of power beyond that right, which nobody can have a right to. Okay. Maximum of Law 4F. Faith must be observed. An agent must not violate the confidence reposed in him. So, any of these officers that are, feeling so threatened by the law at the school board meetings, and the parents speaking out, they still must act in good faith. They must be beyond reproach, and that is something that is in the fundamental law. So these agents are way out of, they're wielding arbitrary power over the people, and that must stop. The more that know this, and the more that can learn a little bit and move in unison, the more we can stop this, the quicker we can stop this. Maximum of Law 24K. The contract makes the law. So when our public servants and trustees swear an oath to the Pennsylvania Constitution and the U.S. Constitution, that creates a contract with the people. So once there's a framework to the constitutions that they are not allowed to go outside of by another, ways of government or backdoors. They have all kind of things going on. So basically it makes their contract null and void because they are in breach of contract with breach of trust with the people. And they went outside the framework of the constitutions by trampling all over our rights for 3 years now, at least. Way longer, but really in the last 3 years on high levels. So Maximum of Law 92 AA, the deprivation of any rights may be punished. Let's see. Maximum of Law 100F, lapse of time does not bar the Commonwealth. So there's no statute of limitation because that just blew that all apart because that trumps the statute, this fundamental maxims of law. Please take further notice. It is not permitted by elected board members or the police thereof to trample on the people's guaranteed and natural rights during times of public redress of grievances to our servants and trustees. You have all sworn an oath or an affirmation to uphold and protect the people's declared rights within the Pennsylvania state and United States Constitution, and you are to act in good faith in your duty to serve the people. So we're going to go to 1776 again, and they took this one out of our current one as well. and you'll see why in a sec, that the people of this state have the sole, exclusive, and inherent right of governing and regulating the internal police of the same. We are to be regulating our internal government, ladies and gentlemen. And it's an exclusive and inherent right to do so. So we need to be doing some regulating. And I mean that as in a peaceful sense. Okay, let's see. So please take notice that your contract is with the people and those duties to which you are strictly bound and are expressed in your trust indenture, the Pennsylvania Constitution. So any trustee or servant or agent has been delegated any power or authority over any rights reserved by the people that expressly written in the Declaration of Rights of the Pennsylvania Constitution. Please show us where, as public servants on the Board of Education, you have been delegated any powers or privileges that allow you to act in any manner that harms, hinders, impairs, or infringes on the guaranteed rights of the people. Failure to provide the constitutional provisions that grant you such authority means that your actions are a direct trespass with malice against the inherent natural rights of the people. These actions make you liable to be removed for maladministration. Pennsylvania Constitution, Article 1, Section 25, Reservation of Powers of the People. This is in the current Constitution. To guard against the transgressions of the high powers which we have delegated, we declare that everything in this article is accepted out of the general powers of government and shall forever remain inviolate. So the powers are reserved in the people forever. Okay. And this one was taken out, the current one, and this is from the original Constitution as well. Every officer of state, whether judicial or executive, shall be liable to be impeached by the General Assembly, either when in office or after his resignation or removal for maladministration. All impeachments shall be before the president or vice president and council, who shall hear and determine the same. And a maximum of law 51.0. All political power is inherent in the people by decree of God. Thus, none can exist except it to be derived from them. Almost done. So maximum of law 43A. Those things which cannot be given or which are not in existence are held as not expressed. So things that powers that they are not given, that are not in true existence, they're not expressed. So that means they don't exist. They have to be put back in check. Maximum of law 11F. Power can never be delegated, which the authority said to delegate never possessed itself. That's a biggie. So then we have our last paragraph. Please take final notice. It is my wish, order, and demand that all trustees, servants, agents, and bar members are to immediately stop blocking and interfering with the people's inherent rights, including the rights of parents and the liberty interests of their children in their education, and to immediately cease and desist in taking actions that unlawfully infringe and trespass upon the rights of the free people. Any man or woman who decides to suppress this notice agrees to pay $500,000 per infraction and agrees to have these matters heard before an arbitrator of my choice and bound thereby. And there's a little bit more, but I'm gonna leave it with this notice is sent in peace in the love of Christ, so that you may provide due care to those who have all political power, the people. So, yep, that I really wanted to read and get out there. Just because it's an important one. We have a school district that's really they're coming down hard on them with wanding them. Only specific, people that are standing up against, basically the administration, and that was why the notice was originally done. But then I added West Shore and we added another school. Uh, and then 3 other schools jumped on board. So we got 5 districts serving, and we have to get the state government paper copies of all this stuff, and at least the Pennsylvania State Board of Education or Association. I'm sorry, Pennsylvania State. Man, I've been looking at too much stuff today. Sorry, guys. PSBA. So I found they are in Mechanicsburg, so I think I may be able to drop them off in person, and we can avoid, the mailing costs and such. But I was really hoping people would jump. I'm glad you jumped on, Benji. I don't know if you're still here, but I appreciate you hopping on. I don't see anybody on Facebook, so it's okay. This is very, last minute impromptu. So I'm probably gonna anything going on in South Dakota? Yep. Yep. It's a battle to present this to people, because heck, none of us have been taught in our lifetimes, right? Oh, you got Easter break starting Thursday night. Nice. Well, I hope you're gonna do something and just, good for yourself on your break and stuff. Been working really hard, and we're all really proud of you. You're doing a great job. So keep it up. I really, really, really was hoping some people would come on. Oh, wow. Yeah, I know. It's hard. Especially at first, like when you're first still learning, it's like what you want to say, but sometimes it doesn't always come out right because we're not used to it kind of yet ourselves. So it makes it harder to kind of teach others, if that makes sense. At least that was my experience. I had to get, more solid in different areas, and it took a while. I mean, I still stumble. So, it's not a perfect road. Yeah, exactly. I mean, just the deprogramming, that's half the battle because we've all been so programmed to just run the lawyers, for remedy, and um, didn't know any of this stuff, really was here for us to stay free people. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, this is totally escaping the matrix. I agree. I was gonna do a space, but I thought, I don't know. I didn't really feel like the shark circling us, how they like to do there. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do that next time. But have you gotten any more responses about your notice? I know you said you emailed a couple people, right? It takes some time, Benji. It does. It takes some time, you know. People around here doubt it a lot too, because it's just something, you know, that we're not used to being taught, and we don't want to believe that they're living, breathing documents, and they're not just like some dusty old, you know, barely there documents that don't even matter anymore. It's like it's anything could be further from the truth. Oh, that's a great idea. You know what I was thinking? I would love to have a Zoom session with our Board of Education, like State Board of Education committee here, because of all the nefariousness within the schools. I know that might be, you know, reaching big, but um, why not? You know, it's worth a try, I guess. All they can do is, I don't know, you know, who knows? You should try though, because that's the way that you could share a screen and show them and then break the notice down as you go down, you know, like I know. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, and you're in a red state, but I know it has pockets where that happens because I'm in a Republican county and I had the same problem. You know, our whole board is basically liberals, like I think except one. So it's like it's kind of it's maddening at times, but I do it for the kids, so and everybody else, but I don't care about them clowns. Um, but just keep it pushing, you know, because God will connect you to the right people. Trust me, it has happened to me, and I didn't think I was hopeless and ready to give up and just throw in the towel. And then I started to make connections, and it wasn't perfect. There was mistakes, but you know, I learned a lot and learned what not to do, and just all we can do is present people with the knowledge, and if they want to pick it up and run with it, that would be great because then they won't be destroyed for the lack of knowledge, you know, like the scripture says. Because we don't want that. You know, we're trying to restore, not destroy, unless it's just bad government and bad law. But you know what I mean? It's we're in the trenches trying to get this honored again and small government in place. So it's a fight, but you know. So you're near Sioux Falls. Well, yeah, I see that too. And I know that hurts my heart when people just don't care or they think it's all hopeless and you know, that we can't do anything. Okay. I don't think I was ever in North Dakota. I went through the bottom of South Dakota. That was pretty crazy. Well, Benji, I guess I'm gonna hop off for now, but you know, I'm gonna be coming back doing more of these. So thanks for hopping on with me a little bit and while I was reading this notice and you know, enjoy your break and I'll see you in the groups. All right, take it easy, everybody. Thank you.